Yes.
We have the tone for burn cutoff on LCB. Roscoe, move Juno. Welcome to Jupiter.
Systems, this is Prop. Based on from burn time was 21:02 seconds, only differing 1 second off of the pre-burn predictions.
See that?
Welcome to Jupiter.
At this time, we also see the time for the damage to our PM started.
And right now, NASA Acting Associate Administrator for the Science Mission Directorate, Jeff Yoder, is here. We are officially in orbit around Jupiter. How's it feel?
It feels great. This is phenomenal.
The fact that it's happening on your watch, how does that feel?
You know, with over 100 missions in the Science Mission Directorate, seeing that an event like this just highlights the talent of the NASA, the contractor, and our partnership team to be able to just accomplish an incredible, difficult mission like this is just phenomenal.
And the fact that we have accomplished. I mean, we are now in orbit at Jupiter. What does this mean? What sort of pathway does this forge for future missions?
For future missions, this is just one step in a lot of firsts, really, for the Jupiter mission. That provides technologies and advances for upcoming other missions. It also will help answer some of the key puzzles and key questions for how our planets are formed.
And what's ahead for the Science Mission Directorate? What's coming up?
So we have a lot. Again, with 100 missions, we have a tremendous amount of opportunities. Coming up this fall, we have another mission called OSIRIS-REx, launches in the September time frame. That will go to an asteroid called Bennu that will retrieve a sample and return. We also have a mission in partnership with NOAA, our other partners. That'll take a mission called GOES-R that will launch later this fall, and another Earth science mission called Cygnus that will launch in the November time frame. It's a constellation of 8 microsats. And then also some instruments that we will launch to the International Space Station, supporting both our Earth science and astrophysics missions. So there's a lot ahead for us.
So you have a full plate.
A very full plate.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And many more successes ahead.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, let's go back to Stuart in Mission Control. You know, yes, we have the burn complete, but this is not the end of the workday for Juno. Can you explain?
Sure. We're really excited to be in orbit now, but now that we've completed the burn, we've started our spin down to 2 RPM. We'll hear a tone shortly for spin down complete, and then we'll start some nutation damping, and eventually do a turn after the end of your broadcast back to sun point. We have to get sun on the arrays, and tomorrow we'll turn back to the Earth and do other activities. But right now we're just glad to be in orbit.
Are officially in orbit at Jupiter. Right now, we are going to introduce you to our new director here at JPL. His name is Dr. Michael Watkins. And Mike has been on the job for a big whopping 4 days now.
Since Friday.
And look, you have a successful mission. Not bad.
Yeah, right. It's a good start. But, you know, you and I have sat at this table many times. So, you know, I worked here for 20 years before last Friday. But the first time as a director, it's a good way to get off to a good start.
And
this
let's
is just
talk
a regular
about that.
4th of July.
Yeah,
here
a
in
regular.
Pasadena.
We do this all the time.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about that. You have been on missions before. You know what it's like for the team. What is it like to have a success like that after you've worked so hard, years on something?
Well, yeah, it's a combination of excitement and relief, because you're overjoyed that it's there, and that the reason you did the mission is now come to fruition. At the same time, you can't help but worry that something can go wrong. So there's a great feeling of relief in addition to that joy that you're there at Jupiter or you're there on Mars. But don't forget that this is the beginning of the science mission, right? So
Right.
in some sense, it's the end of the voyage, but it's really the beginning of the science. So the reason we do these missions is to learn about Jupiter and to get all the great science out of the mission, and that's really what's just now starting for the Juno team.
All right. And there's still much more to do, and we've just heard over the VOCA that the spin down is completed. There's still a little bit more work to be done with this spacecraft. It still has
That's
to do
right.
a few more things, right?
Has to get itself oriented back, pointed at the Earth, get the solar rays pointed at the sun, and get back in communication with us, get itself back in kind of a nominal mode. And when it does that, then we'll know that we're in perfect shape to initiate the science mission.
So when will you be a little bit more comfortable? When it's back on Earth point or when it's back on Sun point?
Yeah, in just shortly, like another hour or so later tonight, we'll know that everything's back in good shape.
But it's looking good so far.
Oh, it looks perfect. It looks great.
All
Absolutely
right.
great.
All right. Well, thank you and welcome. Nice start, Director.
Thanks very much. Welcome to Jupiter.
Welcome to Jupiter.